Dr. Murali Krishna Reddy, members of the institution engineers and distinguished guests on the dais, speakers, and distinguished members of the audience. I'm truly in awe of the amount of technical expertise that I have seen with so many distinguished companies and experts in so many fields. And I'm truly feel honored and privileged to be here today. And just a brief background myself. I'm Sreekanth who graduated from UEC 76 mechanical batch, worked in MICO for 1 year, then I went to United States, got my MBA from Clarkson University in upstate New York. And since then, off and on, I have come here briefly. I worked with HMT International Division for the United Nations World Bank project. And I went back to United States. And for the last 30 years, I've been working in Silicon Valley. I've been privileged to work with some of the movers and shakers and leaders in the chip technology business. Sealing Technology is a pioneering small company that developed the infrared imaging technology for thermal measurement for chip. Basically, a lot of companies do not know us. We've been very much below the radar I guess we are the hidden link in Silicon Valley. Some of the major successes we have done is the Sun Microsystems Spark stations that launched the entire internet around the globe back in '94. We did the thermal qualifications for that. Our laboratory is one of the leading laboratories in the United States. We are competing with IBM and Motorola and that level of people, even with a small staff. And I'm very proud to say I'm from Bangalore, and I'm also from California from last 30 years. And so we worked in the renewable energy, in the temperature measurement, thermal analytical control. We're consultants to Motorola, AMD. We did some work with Intel, and a lot of products from aerospace to medical to automotive to medical electronics. From there, we moved on to renewables. We've been on, due to the recession and downturn in Silicon Valley in the 2000, we focused a little bit more of our attention to to renewable energy. And I represented a company from Europe doing thermal air technology equipment. That is, in cold countries, the amount of energy consumed in winter time is quite staggering. And wherever solar energy can be used, this has been very well designed, built, and used in Europe from over 20 years. You get warm air and filtered air from the sun in similar type of structure like your conventional solar panels. Instead of liquid heating like in your solar thermal in water, instead of liquids you get more air is heated, and it is filtered also, and this is one technology. But anyway, coming to the field of energy here, I understand now Karnataka, now we have about almost 1,000 megawatt shortage, 1,000 to 1,200 megawatt shortage. The world of renewable energy, as what you see in the picture here, offers a lot of solutions. The transmission losses, distribution losses we just talked about, a massive 16% figure. A lot of that can practically disappear if we can put power on the spot, where energy, renewable energy at source in the concerned villages, in the concerned taluk headquarters in different regions around India. This applies to throughout India. The transmission loss is a non-existence issue if we provide renewable energy at source. Now, solar, just quickly go through here. We have a variety of sources from solar, wind, biomass, hydro, wave. What I would like to mention is we need to take a balanced approach on all this. And put it in perspective, Government of India imports about 120 billion US dollars worth of fossil fuel, diesel, annually. That's, if we can save just 10% of this through renewables, which is very much feasible. The level of technology, expertise, and capability of the companies in India is quite strong. I guess for whatever reason, I guess there's not a mismatch between government policy and the requirements, perhaps different reasons. But that can no longer be an excuse, because now renewable energy is required, and the shortage of fossil fuels around the world will increase the fuel cost. Even if we're able to reduce 10% of this bill for India, it amounts to about 72,000 crores. This is a net savings. It's a cash flow savings for Government of India. This is something, maybe the key reason why we should consider all this. Renewable energy is the need of the hour. And among the reasons, let alone the cost, you have, if we're able to provide clean renewable energy, it has a bearing on the health. Like Lieutenant General Vijay just pointed out, the immense danger of mercury poisoning in CFL. I had brought this up earlier at other forums and CII. This factor has not been highlighted by the media. I believe it should be highlighted better. And I think the institution of engineers and other trade bodies should seriously highlight this to the public at large. This is a serious issue. Whereas LED technology can save. LED will not only reduce your power consumption, it can be implemented all across India. The city of Toronto in Canada has made one of the earliest cities in the world that has made it as a policy decision to replace all their conventional lighting with LED lighting, and that will provide them several $1 million worth of cost of operation every year. So this is something, I believe this is a huge opportunity for Indian industry, Indian engineers, and also it will be a beneficial, it can be done on a small scale, medium scale, large scale. So there is a huge opportunity here. I believe the Institute of Engineers can play a very leading role in educating the public on the different aspects. Now, the other thing about the solar, when we come to solar, many people have heard, I don't know if you may have read the news in America, there is a staggering number of several 100,000 panels were found defective from China, and this has caused a huge problem. I think this is another sitting time bomb we are watching from here. I seriously recommend the Government of India to create a insurance type organization where it is also supported by trade organization and Institute of Engineers, by which if defective solar panels can be identified, and they can, the technology is there today, it's available today. We operated a test lab in the United States, California from last 25 years. We can link up such services if required. We have been approached to set up one such unit in Chennai. But the importance is, again, we should highlight the danger here. If one fine morning several thousand panels fail, the cost to the economy is going to be staggering. And individual companies, even trade organizations, engineering organizations cannot make any dent in this unless at a government-to-government level, Indian government approaches the Chinese government and creates a panel and demand some restitution or some kind of a support in case this happens. And incidentally, the Chinese government is a recipient indirectly of the massive amount of subsidies that has been generated and issued by Government of India for subsidies. A lot of those subsidies have gone to China. Coming to energy efficiency, the shortage of 1,000 megawatts across Karnataka or 1,200 megawatts, if we take a small step in using energy efficiency converter units which are made right here in Bangalore with the award-winning company, small scale industry, that's got a Rajiv Gandhi International Award. There are several manufacturers who make power factor control equipment. This needs to be highlighted by the engineering community to the media and to the general public. If we can generate a 20% savings in the existing equipment alone, the 1,200,000 megawatt shortage we are talking of, you can literally save 200 megawatts. I wanted to talk to Dr. Shalva Kumar to find out what is the cost of putting up 200 megawatts new power. And if we can save that, and the return on investment on the small fitting, small equipment, literally, I have personally used and installed and seen the savings in my own house in Bangalore. These equipment, you will get return on investment within 3 to 4 months, 6 months max. These are kind of equipments that can be built by small scale, medium scale entrepreneurs in a large scale and be of some help to the society. I understand Government of India is going to bring a Bureau of Energy Efficiency, some regulations in the next few years. And I think it is very important that this happens. I was just speaking to the other panelist here about maybe we'll have a little question answer session. I would also just give you one quick example of Curitiba, Brazil. This is considered a United Nations model city. This is also from a relatively poor third world country like India, where Governor Javier, whom I had the privilege of meeting in San Francisco, he has created an interesting kind of infrastructure in the city through completely cooperative methods. It's considered one of the cleanest cities in the world, used to be one of the most dirtiest cities, and with the most clogged transportation system that I am very much reminded of when I travel in Bangalore today. This person has generated a ward-to-ward support from throughout his city. I'm talking of like 20 years ago. And this is made sustainable. And again, the indirect benefit is the huge energy savings and improvement in health. So now, the next speaker.